What is up, you guys? Game Nut here, and welcome back to some more Madden 23 Ultimate Team content. Listen, if you guys haven't heard the word on the street yet, alright, your boy is back, alright? Madden 23 is around the corner. A new Madden means a new, fresh season of Ultimate Team is ready to be played, man. I love this game mode. My passion for football is probably never going to go away, and as long as EA keeps making Madden, and especially Ultimate Team, I'm probably going to keep finding my way back here. I just kind of wish that they would learn how to actually make the game fun. But we are back. I am super excited. It is good to be back. I hope you guys are pumped as well. Last video, obviously, if you missed out, be sure to go ahead and check it out. We went over all of the top 10 core elite cards that are going to be coming into the game at each offensive position. Now today, we are going to be going ahead and looking in this video at the top 10 players at each defensive position for the core elites that'll be coming into Ultimate Team from day one. To kick things off, we are going to take a look at the top 10 cornerbacks from launch in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. At the number 1 position at 88 overall, we have ourselves Jalen Ramsey, the best cornerback in the NFL. This should take nobody by surprise. If you guys don't know by now, 88s overall are the highest that you can obtain for the regular core elites, so nobody's going to be higher than an 88 at this point, and it makes sense, like I said, that Jalen Ramsey is the number 1 corner. The rest of this list has some pretty solid cornerbacks, man. You can't really go wrong with any of these guys. I mean, it definitely shows that today in the NFL, there are a lot of good corners in the league, because all the way down to the number 9 spot, and we still have ourselves an 85 overall, man. So, like I said, they got a lot of corners in the league, so the overalls, there's going to be a lot of good players here, man. So, you're seeing the stats already. For the number 2 and 3, we've got J.C. Jackson at 87 overall, Xavier Howard at an 86. Number 4 spot is going to be Trayvon Diggs at an 85 overall, which we have quite a few of 85s. I know some people are probably going to be a little controversial about the Trayvon Diggs spot there, but you know, he had 11 interceptions. You still got to give him credit for it. I will say, in my own opinion, I definitely think that some of those interceptions were just, you know, kind of being in the right place at the right time. Wasn't a whole lot of skill involved in a lot of them, but that's just me. You know, moving on with the rest of the list, we've got ourselves Denzel Ward, Tre'Davious White, AJ Terrell, Kenny Moore, and Kendall Fuller are all the rest of your corners that are sitting at that 85 overall position. And last but not least, at number 10, we've got ourselves Darius Slay sitting at 84. Now, like I said, there are a lot of good corners in the NFL, and there's going to be some guys that miss out on this top 10 list. Like, I feel like Marshawn Lattimore could be one guy that is missing, but one I feel that should definitely be in this top 10 is Jari Alexander. I mean, what happened to him, man? Come on, he was an 87 overall last year. I know last season he only played a couple of games due to injury, but they're really nitpicky with that stuff. I mean, Christian McCaffrey has been injury-plagued for like 2 years, yet he's still an 84 overall and in the top 10, but, you know, Jari Alexander just all of a sudden has dropped down to who knows what, at least an 84 overall or under, but I don't know. Somebody needs to ask those questions. Continuing on with the rest of the secondary now, the top 10 safeties in Ultimate Team, and this one's definitely raising some eyebrows, at least for me, man. Number 1 at the 88 overall spot, we've got ourselves Kevin Byard, which makes a lot of sense. No problems there. Same with 87 overall, Jesse Bates being the number 2 safety. Number 3, we've got 87 overall, Adrian Phillips, okay? Feel like there could be some Patriot fans back there, but behind EA, I don't know. But this man, I looked it up, was a 76 overall gold card to start last year. An 11 overall jump from last year to this year. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did not hear this guy's name that much, and I don't really think he was that spectacular to deserve an 11 overall jump, man. I don't know. That's kind of wild. Continuing on with something that's wild, man, is someone I've never heard of, bruh. Who the hell is Amani Hooker, okay? Seriously, the number 1 strong safety, core elite, to start this year is another Tennessee Titan, and it's Amani Hooker. Please, somebody needs to back this up and justify it, because that makes no sense why he is the best strong safety, and especially ranked that high at an 86 overall, man. I don't know. That just, it kind of blows my mind. I just looked it up too, and this one's even crazier. Amani Hooker was a 72 gold card last year. A 14 overall increase, man. Like, please, somebody justify it in the comments, because it makes no sense to me. He does not deserve it whatsoever. Continuing on at the 85 overall, as you guys are seeing it, I think this makes sense here with Derwin James and Justin Simmons. Definitely 2 elite safeties in the league. At number 7, we've got ourselves Jordan Poyer at an 84 overall, which I think this is okay, but I'm a little confused on where his teammate is. Micah Hyde, I feel like you could justify him also being in this top 10, or also being in that 84 overall place instead of Jordan Poyer. Harrison Smith is one guy I think is a little bit of a low rating here. It's a little bit criminal. He's been one of the most consistent, solid, elite safeties I feel like here in the past couple seasons of the NFL. I think he's a guy that is deserving of that 86 overall position and definitely not Amani Hooker. And rounding out the rest of the list, we've got ourselves Jeremy Chin at 84 overall and Jaron Curse at 84, which again is another guy I don't really think I've heard this dude's name. So aside from the few concerns with the current top 10 safeties in the game, I feel like there are definitely some players that are missing and ones you could argue should be in this list as opposed to a couple of these other bozos that are in here instead. First of all, where is Minkah Fitzpatrick and Tyrann Mathieu? Like, without question, both of those guys should be in this top 10 list. You got to make room for them. I don't care who it is. Two of those guys got to get knocked out for those two safeties. And also, like I said, I think you could make a very good argument for someone like Budda Baker or also Quandre Diggs to being in the bottom of this top 10 list as well, like through those 8 through 10 positions. I don't really know what EA was thinking with the safeties this year, but I feel like this one might be the worst top 10 position so far for Ultimate Team. Working our way around the defense now to the front 7, we've got ourselves the top 10 middle linebackers. Leading the way here, we've got Fred Warner at an 87 overall. I like this spot for him. It's interesting that he is the number 1 guy. I feel like Bobby Wagner just doesn't make any sense why he just all of a sudden fell down to an 85 overall. In my book, I'm pretty sure he is still the number 1 middle linebacker in the NFL today. So it's kind of interesting that he fell down to the number 4 spot, especially at an 85 overall. But I'm not mad about Fred Warner being an 87. I think Devondre Campbell, that could be a little bit of a high rating of an 87 overall. I know the man definitely had a solid season last year, but again, just someone being ranked over Bobby Wagner, who's just been so much better and so consistent, doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Demario Davis, again, is a good ranking. I like him at 86, could be an 85, only because of the fact I'm saying it's just, again, Bobby Wagner just at an 85 doesn't really sit well with me. We've got both of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers middle linebacker duo making the top 10 here. Levante David coming in at the 84 overall. He's just edging out his teammate Devin White, who sits at an 83 overall. Somebody that I, again, think is criminally too low, man. Somebody doesn't like the Vikings behind there at EA. Eric Kendrick sitting at an 83 doesn't make any sense to me, man. He had one of his best seasons last year, 143 tackles. And aside from that, I mean, he's just, again, been a middle linebacker that's been very consistent throughout the past couple of years in the league. So, I don't know, 83 seems a little low. At minimum, I feel like he should be an 84. Potentially, you could argue an even 85. And as you're seeing the rest of the stats here, we have Denzel Perryman up there at the number 6 spot, 84 overall. And at the end of the list, we have Jawan Bentley, 83 overall middle linebacker. Feel like there could be a Patriots fan behind EA as well, man, because the Adrian Phillips card, this Jawan Bentley, like who's Jawan? Number 10, we've got 82 overall, Jordan Brooks. This guy's definitely a young and upcoming middle linebacker. He's could be the successor to Bobby Wagner. He was a tackling machine last year, so good to see him in the top 10. Nothing really wrong with this list, though. I like all of the middle linebackers. I think that you could just do a little bit of rearranging. I feel like there could be one player missing, however, and that man's name is Roquan Smith. He's definitely in the news a little bit lately as he no longer wants to be a part of his current team, but I definitely think he deserves to at least still be in the top 10. Now moving on to our outside linebackers, and honestly, I feel like this is the best list yet, man. I truly don't think I would change a whole lot about this. Coming in at number 1, we've got reigning defensive player of the year at the 88 overall spot, TJ Watt. This makes a lot of sense, obviously. We've got quite a few 86 overalls here. Joey Bosa, Darius Leonard, who I believe now wants to be called Shaquille Leonard, if I'm correct. We've got Von Miller and Josh Allen. The only thing I would say on this list is that Josh Allen card, I think that's a bit of a generous rating, man. I mean, also in the same ranking there as Von Miller and Joey Bosa, I don't know. I think Josh Allen, he definitely should be down a couple of overalls. Continuing on, we have Micah Parsons at an 85 overall, and something else I did notice about this list, which you guys should consider as well, there are only 2 pass coverage linebackers in all of this list. Like, all of these guys are pretty much pass rushers, so meaning if you guys run like a 4-3 style defense, you guys might want to consider that because there are not a lot of high overall linebackers to choose from if you do go with that defense. So finishing out our pass rushers, though, with more 85s and 84s, we have Khalil Mack, Matthew Judon, which I'd like to see. I love my boy Judon, Rashawn Gary, and Shaquille Barrett. And finally, last but not least, we have our top 10 defensive ends in the game. No love for the defensive tackles, man. They don't care about the big boys. They didn't show top 10 offensive linemen or the defensive tackles. What's the deal with that, man? Of course, leading the crown here, man, is the king, Aaron Donald. He should just honestly be an 89 overall, a 90 overall. Is that like the third LA Ram that is the #1 in a spot, man? That's kind of crazy. I just realized. Number 2, we have ourselves another 88 overall with Myles Garrett. If you ask me, I feel like there should just be one guy that has the crown as the highest overall at a position group. You should just move one of them to the left end spot if that's going to be the case, but otherwise, I think Myles Garrett should just go down to an 87. Nick Bosa is sitting at an 87 overall at a right end spot. Chandler Jones, 86. This dude, I swear, changes MUT positions every single year. He's been at right outside linebacker. He's been at left. Now he's finally down on the defensive line. This dude can't make up his mind where he wants to play, I guess. Number 5, we have the lone left end in this top 10 list, man. This kind of bugs me. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but like, where are the elite left ends? They're all right ends in this list, man. So Cameron Jordan, I feel like he could be expensive to start the year considering he's the highest overall left end, and it doesn't seem to be like there's a whole lot of other left ends that are elites that are decent overalls, at least I guess 83s and unders it seems, because they're not in this list. But rounding out the rest of it are going to be all 84s and 85s, as you guys can see. Cameron Hayward, Jeffrey Simmons, Trey Hendrickson, my man 6'8" Calais Campbell, and Ndamukong Suh. As for this top 10, I think it is also pretty solid. Don't really have a lot of comments on it, honestly. I do think you could flip that number 3 and 4 spot. I think Chandler Jones maybe deserves to be over Nick Bosa. I don't know, maybe just my opinion. I also do think you could make a couple of arguments for that number 10 spot over Ndamukong Suh. Maybe a couple of guys like Max Crosby or even Robert Quinn, I think could crack this list. And I think also Ndamukong Suh is currently a free agent. He's not even on the Buccaneers right now, so it's kind of interesting that they have him as a Buccaneer as a core elite card right now. But that is going to do it for this one, fellas. That is the top 10 players at each defensive position, our core elites that will be in Madden 23 Ultimate Team to start the game, man. This is just getting me so excited going over these cards, man. I can't wait for the full MUT 23 database to be here. I, of course, will have a video on that for you guys as well, going over some of the other cards and players that didn't make these top 10 lists and whatnot. But I'm already going over in my head some of these guys I want to add to my team. Can't wait to pull some of these cards. I'm so pumped for this new Madden to be here, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, make sure you put a thumbs up on the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.